you are back at the Montana's Brier, and it feels like every year you're in PEI colors. Do you ever get tired of it?
No, no. It's it's a lot of fun. I never thought I'd get to 1, to be honest, but to be to 5 is pretty cool. And I remember the first time going. I wouldn't say I was a great curler, but 5 years later, you kind of learn something every time you come, and feel real comfortable out there now. So
I was gonna say, compared to last year's Brier, you guys were in the mix right till the bitter end, and then maybe a little slower getting the engine rolling this year.
Yeah. We we had one game that we probably should have won, and probably would have put us even, I think. But like if we play well, we can hang in there with everybody, and you just got to have like 8 of your best games. So it's just tough competition. Everybody's usually making everything. So you just got to play well. But anyways, that was a good game we just came off of there. That's kind of how we can play. We can even play a little bit better than that, but still a good game for us. So
yeah, it seems like you guys are really starting to put it together. I think you're winners of 3 of your last 4.
3 of our last 4. Yeah,
hot streak. It's a pretty good streak.
Yeah, it's a good streak. Like Adam and Tyler were throwing good tonight, and that was probably one of my better games. So we just kind of put a game together, and that's kind of what happened. So we felt good out there.
I know that you and your wife Jenny play mixed doubles together as well. Do you think that there are skills that are translatable from the mixed doubles game to the 4-person game?
I think so, for sure. Especially with me at lead, it just kind of helps develop feel to kind of throwing into the top 4 and the top button and stuff like that. So I feel very comfortable kind of throwing those kind of shots. It kind of gives you a better feel. The biggest thing I had to work on this year, just playing with 3 guys, is I could never really throw it very hard. So end of last year, I was like, okay, I need to change a couple things. And Chris, who couldn't make it with us this year, kind of helped me out with just kind of like hack setup for kind of throwing the bigger weight shot. So I can throw it a little harder this year, and that was my goal, to throw it a little harder. So keep up with the guys that can throw, a lot of weight out here. So.
Cups, that was a strong performance. It looks like you were tested tonight.
Yeah, kids played great. Nathan made some big boy skip shots. They played good. So it was a good little test for us, towards the end of the round robin.
Looks like 3 of the 4 points you've given up in steals were all tonight. Something going on out there?
No, nothing going on. No, just missed some shots. Human.
We want to talk about the Battle of the Brads.
Okay.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean you're both in the playoffs. So what does it mean, really?
What does it mean? This last year was very meaningful, going undefeated in our round robin. We had hammer in some really tough games. So you just never know. Not only that, it's just we want to finish strong. We want to, have our best game against those guys. This is the game that both teams have been waiting for all week to test one another going into the playoffs. So just going to be nice to go out there and hopefully put on a really great performance, execute, make a lot of shots, and have some confidence going into playoffs.
Are you ready to be booed?
Am I ready to be booed? Well, that's up to them. I'm ready for anything. After the Olympics and about, maybe 500 million people calling us cheaters, getting booed is nothing.
Favorite Battle of the Brads moment for you?
Favorite Battle of the Brads moment?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We've played each other 100 times, probably maybe even more. I'm hoping our favorite moment's going to be sometime this week.
Last time you played Brad here, I think it was the Coyote Grand Slam a couple years ago. I think you kind of got booed there a little bit. Do you expect the same response now, or do you feel like this week might be a little different?
Well, it's been different so far.
Yeah.
Since we got here and since we were introduced, the crowd's been amazing. They've been, we've been signing autographs, like thousands of autographs, hundreds of pictures every single day with the fans. So I really don't expect to get booed unless we do something unsportsmanlike, which I don't see us doing. But I do expect them to, do what they did tonight, cheer misses. They seem to like doing that. And so that's what I mean. Like, we're going to have to play our best game and do the best job we can to hopefully silence the crowd. But the crowd's been so gracious, generous. really supportive of our team. I mean, we just won Olympic gold, man. You know what I mean? And we did that for coast to coast, all of Canada, which starts here on the Rock in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Is your energy back to 100%, would you say?
You know, I've been up and down this week. Today was a tough day for me. We've all been battling little illnesses and a little bit of jet lag and all that stuff, and I feel like I almost got re-sick last night. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll take Advil, we'll take electrolytes and vitamin C and try to get a good sleep. And no matter what, as soon as we step out in the ice, I ain't going to be feeling sick. I can tell you that.
Brad, can you just sort of recap how you feel? You played that game. That was an end sheet, and it gets really warm in here because everyone comes to see you play.
You know, the sheet of ice was actually really good. It was different than it's been all week, but I think it's actually more suited to us. It wasn't as sharp a curl. It was a little bit quicker. You know, I thought the ice was great. I can't complain. I complained earlier this week, and they made it the way I wanted, and so I can't complain. But our performance wasn't very good, to be quite honest. We missed some shots out of the hand tonight, which we hadn't done all week. I thought we threw some really good shots or really good throws all week, and our misses were either putting the broom in the wrong spot or miss-sweeping it. And tonight there was just some throws out of the hand that were a little uncharacteristic. So hopefully we'll clean that up for tomorrow. But it was a good win, good battle. We got a pretty big break again in the ninth end when he rolled out.
Battle of the Brads tomorrow afternoon. I mean, you're both playoff bound, so what does it mean?
Well, you're playing for Hammer, I think, is the big thing in that 1-2 qualifier. You know, whoever we're going to play in those games are going to be really good. So getting the Hammer gives you a 60-40 advantage. So that's something big to play for, and we're going to be gunning hard for that. You know, these games are a little different because you do have a little bit of a cushion. If you lose, you're not out, and you still fall to the 1-2 game. You just don't have Hammer. So, you know, it's not a huge punishment. But at the end of the day, I think both teams would tell you that they want that Hammer in that next game.
You know, because it's not an elimination game and you're both playoff bound, we would ask this question probably around the 1-2 playoff game.
Yeah.
Does that make team take more risks, right? Go for the big shot.
No, I don't do that anymore because I don't throw it hard enough and accurate enough to do that. Brad probably does. He can still whip it down there pretty good. I'm pretty calculated in my decisions, so I generally don't take any more risk than I need to. So I don't think it'll change anything from our perspective. And certainly the way we'll approach Brad is I'm going to assume he's not going to take any crazy risk. You know, there might be a few situations where he'll take something on, but we always factor that in with Brad because he can throw that high hard one so well.
I mean, it's been a loud building for you, but I mean, given that you are now playing the reigning Olympic champions tomorrow, do you expect it to be even livelier in here?
No, I don't, because they've been cheering for Nathan quite a bit. So with Nathan's gone now, it's going to get quieter. That was pretty cool out there, and you know, I remember back 9 years ago when we played, we never had to worry about the roars because the roars were for us. But we had to always keep an eye over on Nathan's sheet just to see what was happening and if they were going to make, you know, had a big shot. So you know, Nathan's finished up now. We don't have to worry about that. But you know, I want to give some credit to them. They had a great week. You know, 3-5, but also in just about every game, and you know, it looked like they gave Brad all he can handle out there. So congratulations to them, and certainly proud of their performance this week.
With your last shot in the 10th, was that the plan?
It was, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
No, that was exactly what we wanted to do. We were pretty confident we were shot rock. It probably would have been a measurement, and then we would have looked really stupid if we lost. So our plan was just to throw the minimum amount of weight to just bump it up a little bit, because the last thing I wanted to do is overthrow and bump ours too far. So I tried to make it without looking stupid, and that's what we did. We hit it with just the minimum amount of weight, and it worked out pretty good.
Jayden, if I'm telling you you're going into the last day of the Brier tomorrow round robin with a chance to make the playoffs with 2 wins, if I told you that a week ago, what would you have said?
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're pretty happy with how we played off of that game, and we know it's been a little bit of a roller coaster this week, but the best roller coasters go down and then they go up again. And here we are.
I guess how confident do you feel going into, I think it's Saskatchewan, filling out you're playing tomorrow. How confident are you guys going into that game?
Yeah, Team Saskatchewan's playing well. We saw that we were having a good game over there on A, and we know they're a solid squad, but we also put together a pretty good game over here on B. So if we can replicate that tomorrow, it's going to be another good one, and we'll see who comes out on top.
What would it mean to you to make the playoffs in your first
That's awesome. That's our goal. We want to try and be out here and replicate the same skills that we knew got us here. And with that, we should be successful, and we'll see what plays out tomorrow.
There were a ton of rocks in play in that game, but I mean, are you okay with that?
Yeah, against a vet that can get places that we can't. We knew we were going to see a lot of rocks in play, and he's seen a lot of ends happen and knows how to manipulate the angles. But we kept our wits about ourselves, especially in 8. We kind of maneuvered ourselves into good spots, and at the end of the day, we won the battle of the angles, which was good.
How important is it to have fate in your own hands?
Hugely important.
Yeah.
Out here, anybody can beat anybody, and you don't want to be sitting back at the hotel or on another sheet, worried about someone else's game. We just have to worry about the 150 feet in front of us, and if we control our rocks, we'll be in a good spot.